What if I told you that every word you've ever spoken has been shaping your life literally? Not spiritually, not metaphorically, but in real, physical, measurable ways. The truth is, your words aren't just sounds that vanish into the air. They are commands, powerful, energetic blueprints issued directly to the universe. And here's the part most people miss. The universe listens. Every single time. Whether you're aware of it or not, you are constantly speaking your reality into existence. And today, I'm going to show you how to take control of that power, because once you understand this, your life will never be the same. Most people talk about their problems. They complain, they worry, they affirm lack without even knowing it. They say things like, I'm broke, I never get a break, or I'm not good enough. What they don't realize is that every one of those statements is a creative act. Each word becomes a brick in the house of your future. But here's what changes everything. Once you learn to speak with conscious intention, with authority, and with belief, your voice becomes the most powerful tool you have. Words are not just for describing your life, they are for directing it. And whether you use them deliberately or carelessly, they shape everything. Ancient wisdom says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." That's not just poetic, it's literal. Before creation came words. Words are the original code of the universe. And you being made in that image have inherited the same power. When you speak, you are either building a bridge to your dreams or constructing walls that block them. Most people are doing the latter without realizing it. They say what they see, instead of saying what they want to experience. But real power comes when you stop describing your current conditions and start declaring your desired outcomes. Jim Carrey understood this principle long before he was famous. Back in 1985, when he was broke and unknown, he wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and dated it Thanksgiving 1995. He carried it in his wallet. He looked at it constantly. He spoke his success into existence long before it showed up. And guess what? In November 1995, he landed a role in Dumb and Dumber, earning exactly $10 million. That wasn't luck. That was the creative force of language. Carrey didn't just hope to be successful, he declared it. He didn't wait for the world to change before he changed his story. He spoke from the end result until the end result caught up with him. That's the secret. Speak from the result, not the struggle. Most people say, I want success, or I hope I find love, or I need more money. But when you speak those words, you're affirming your lack. You're reinforcing what you don't have. Wanting says, I don't have it. Hoping says, it's not here yet. Needing says, I'm without. But when you say, I am successful, I am loved, or money flows to me easily and abundantly, you shift from lack to alignment. You start matching the frequency of the life you actually want. That's when reality begins to respond. Even in the Bible, creation happened through declaration. God didn't say, I hope there's light. He said, let there be light. And there was light. Immediate. Certain. Spoken with authority. That's how divine creation works, and that's the same force that lives in you. But here's what most people miss. The emotion behind your words is just as important as the words themselves. You can't say, I'm rich, and feel broke. You can't say, I'm healthy, and feel sick and scared. Your words need to be fueled by belief. When your emotions and your declarations match, the power of your voice becomes unstoppable. That's when miracles happen. So try this right now. Speak the words, I am living my dream life. Or take whatever it is you truly desire and speak it in the present tense. I am. And then finish the sentence. Say it out loud. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Right now. This simple shift begins rewiring your subconscious. It tells the universe that you are ready, and it begins moving things into place. When you speak your dream as if it's already yours, you break the chains of limitation. You interrupt the old program. You step into a new timeline. But there's something else you need to know. Vague affirmations create vague results. The universe doesn't respond to half-hearted wishes. It responds to precise instructions. Don't say, things are getting better. Say, my income increases by $5,000 this month through joyful service. That's clarity. That's intention. That's direction. The more specific you are, the more specific the universe can be in delivering it. That's the real difference between hoping and manifesting. One is passive. The other is creative. Muhammad Ali knew this better than anyone. He didn't just say he'd win. He told you how he'd win. What round? What move? What result? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee wasn't just clever. It was his reality, declared in advance. I am the greatest, he said. That wasn't arrogance. That was affirmation. And the world eventually agreed. Even before his famous fight with George Foreman, when nearly everyone expected him to lose, Ali declared the outcome with total certainty. He wasn't guessing. He was creating. And then he lived what he spoke. Repetition is another secret. Your brain learns through it. Your subconscious absorbs through it. That's why morning affirmations are so powerful. They set the tone for your entire day. That's why evening affirmations work while you sleep. They rewire your mental patterns overnight. Every time you affirm something, you're impressing it into the quantum field. Over time, those vibrations become matter. Those intentions become experience. Think of it like water wearing down stone. Each repetition shapes your reality more and more. Speak your truth often enough, and it becomes unshakable. And if you need one more reminder of the power of words, look at Louise Hay. Diagnosed with cancer, she didn't just rely on medicine, she turned inward. She changed her thoughts. She changed her speech. She began affirming, I lovingly forgive and release all of the past, and my body heals quickly and easily. Over and over. Every day. Until her mind changed. Until her energy changed. Until her body changed. She healed, and she went on to teach millions how to do the same. Not because of magic, but because she used her words with power, with love, and with consistency. Your voice is your wand. Your words are your spell. You're not here to describe life. You are here to create it. Every sentence you speak is either building your future or reinforcing your past. So choose them carefully. Speak with purpose. Declare with emotion. Affirm with precision. Because now you know, your words create your world. And your world is waiting for the next thing you speak. Have you ever said a prayer and then wondered if anyone or anything was actually listening? What if I told you the answer had nothing to do with what you asked and everything to do with how you said it? Here's the truth. Most people don't fail to manifest their dreams because they're not worthy. They fail because they're whispering requests when they should be issuing divine commands. When you speak from doubt, your words dissolve. But when you speak from authority, from knowing, from absolute conviction, your words move the universe. You weren't born to beg. You were born to create. That's why some people seem to manifest miracles on demand while others spend years waiting. It's not luck. It's not random. It's language. Spoken from the right consciousness, with the right emotion and the right vision. That's when words turn into outcomes. That's when life starts obeying your voice. Let's talk about what powers your words more than anything else. Your emotion. Words alone don't create. It's the energy behind them. When you speak with flatness, with emptiness, with no feeling, your words are just noise. But when you speak with fire, with certainty, with deep emotional alignment, you're no longer just talking, you're activating. You're not saying maybe. You're saying it is done. And the universe responds in kind. Think about it. Fear-based language creates fear-based lives. Words like, I'm scared, what if I fail? It always goes wrong. Those phrases aren't harmless. They're emotional instructions to the world around you. You're programming your reality in real time. But if fear can create struggle, then love can create miracles. When you speak from love, joy, gratitude, and faith, your words carry a different weight. They don't just go out, they go deep. They take root, and they grow. Look at one of the oldest and most powerful stories ever told, David versus Goliath. A young shepherd, no armor, no experience, no chance, yet he stood before a giant and said, "This day the Lord will deliver you into my hand." That wasn't hope. That was prophecy. That wasn't fear. That was faith. His words didn't reflect the odds, they overruled them. He wasn't describing what he saw. He was declaring what would be. And what he declared came true. That kind of speech comes from identity, from knowing who you are. You see, when you speak from limitation, I'm just human, I'm not enough, I don't know how, your words carry the vibration of powerlessness. But when you speak from your true nature, your divine self, your infinite intelligence, your words carry weight. They don't float, they fall like commands, because they come from consciousness, not confusion. When you remember that you are an extension of divine creation itself, your voice shifts from reactive to creative, from describing life to directing it. The prophet Isaiah once said, "So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me void." Read that again. Words spoken with divine authority don't fail. They don't disappear. They complete their mission. They manifest. They create. So the question is, whose authority are you speaking from? The limited human who's unsure and afraid, or the divine being who knows that their word reshapes the world? Words without images are hollow, but words that paint vivid mental pictures become blueprints for the universe. The clearer you see it, the faster it comes. Because now you're not just saying it, you're living it in your mind. And what your mind rehearses, your life repeats. That's why some affirmations work like lightning and others go nowhere. It's not just repetition. It's the vividness of belief. Your imagination is your magic. It's not just a place to daydream. It's the dimension where you sculpt your reality before it arrives. When you pair your words with emotional power and crystal clear imagery, you're no longer affirming, you're authoring. And then something amazing happens. Your outer world begins to shift, subtly at first. You notice a few more opportunities, a conversation that feels aligned, a chance meeting, a strange coincidence. But they're not random, they're response signals. Signs that your declarations are taking root. And if you keep going, those small shifts become full transformations. Your relationships deepen. Your confidence grows. Money flows in ways it never has. Your health improves. People ask you what changed. They don't realize it was never the world that changed. It was your words, and the way you used them, with power, with clarity, with vision. At this point, you'll look back and realize something wild. You've been creating your reality all along, you just weren't doing it on purpose. Every complaint, every excuse, every limitation you spoke, it created exactly what you said. Now, you're doing it consciously. Now, your words are no longer reactions, they're commands. They're not wishes, they're blueprints. Not cries for help, but celebrations of what's already coming. Your voice becomes a sacred instrument. Your affirmations become daily rituals, not to get something, but to align with what's already yours. You stop asking and start expecting. You stop waiting and start creating. This is your time. This is your permission. This is your reminder. Speak boldly. Declare powerfully. Affirm unapologetically. Your words have always had the power. Now you have the awareness to use them. The mountains in front of you, they're waiting for one thing, your voice. The path ahead, it's waiting to be named. Your future, it's listening. So speak, not like someone who hopes. Speak like someone who knows. and watch what happens next.